GB cycles with an update on February the 12th. The current monthly or 4-week cycle, it has topped out and it's pointing down to end of February. We see market did rally with the bullish phase, and the Fed couldn't ruin this bullish phase, but now we have topped out and we should go down. But you know, we have this long falling trend line. Are we now to buy the dips? Is this a classical breakout and back testing and then off we go? Or is it still possible some kind of a bull trap? You know, we could drop down to this area next couple of weeks and try to bounce up with the next cycle, but fail and then crash down. That's a possible scenario. So we have this band of 21-month offset, and you know, we have not been able to break down here. We are hanging on. So we could dip here, but that's the buying opportunity and we rally, or we have some kind of a breakdown. You know, I don't like to go back and recap that much, but you know, going back 1 year, I was bearish because here in red my 7-year cycle was bearish, and well, I have to admit I never quite figured out these short-term cycles of let's say 20 or 30 weeks in periods. I was successful. I had the right cycles, and then suddenly I missed, and I had to recapitulate, analyze, find the right cycles, make a new model. Anyway, I was looking for, just as the cycle suggested, some kind of a breakdown here early last year. I was looking for a bounce in the spring, which should be a shoulder. We got that. I was looking for a down leg into early summer and a summer relief rally. We got all that. And I was looking for a capitulation move down into the fall, October, November. And we didn't quite get that. We got the move, but I was expecting it to last a little bit longer and go deeper, but we didn't. I also said if we were to rally up to the 200-day moving average and this trend line, I thought we maybe wouldn't break down on the next leg, but start to establish an uptrend. And you know, mostly I've been wrong in this period. I've been too bearish, but this looks bullish now to me. But still, I think, you know, there's a scenario where we still get this last capitulation move down. We didn't get it in this normal or typical capitulation phase, but there are some cases where we get the capitulation phase later. So you know, I have been showing this analog from the .com bubble. We see in red, at that time we broke the falling trend line. We tried to establish an uptrend. We couldn't make a higher high here, and then we capitulated. So it's a bit similar today. We have broken out of this falling trend line, and in fact we have made a higher high. So it's not quite similar to this analog, but still, I think it's not the most likely scenario, but we could still break down here and have the capitulation phase. So I think I said last time, you know, this is the critical point. Soon we will know, and well, we broke out bullish. So it's possible we are now in a bull market and we are to buy the dips. But I don't think we will. In that case, we won't take off really to the upside before, well, mostly going sideways into the summer, and then we have the takeoff. So let's switch over to some cycles. So this is the composite of 3 cycles: the 10-week cycle, the quarterly cycle, and the 16-week cycle. And we see we didn't make a lower low here with the composite, we made a higher low. The cycle or the composite was going down, but we made bullish a higher low. And you know, when going back we have some similar cases. The cycle was going down, but S&P was making higher high lows here. So you know, the composite is pointing up into mid-March, but if things are bearish, we could see a bearish left translated oscillation, where we break down before the composite top and then we go down to this low around May. So looking at the individual cycles, we have the 10-week cycle. You know, that one is soon about to go up. We haven't seen any real reaction down with this low, so like the 4-week cycle indicates we should see some kind of downside here the coming 1-2 weeks to establish this cycle low, but then it's getting bullish again. We have the quarterly cycle. That one, you know, it's mostly flat before it rolls over and goes down, so not much bullish, or yeah, not bullish, not bearish, mostly sideways. And then we have the 16-week cycle, which has been the dominant cycle of the recent years. That one, you know, that one is bullish all the way up to mid-March, but this low around New Year looks to be have been this cycle low, a bit early low. So you know, we could have, in the bearish case, an early top as well. It looks a bit too early here, so maybe some kind of a topping formation here in the bearish case before we roll over and go down. So yeah, my wavelets in the daily data, this absolutely looks like a setup for some kind of a top. Given, you know, if this still is a bear market and we are operating with bear market rules, yeah, definitely looks like a bearish setup. But if this is a bull market and we are following bull market rules, this could just go on, you know, higher. So you can draw many trend lines here. We have this falling channel, we reached the top, very possible. We have this rising channel, we couldn't reach the top, at least not yet, so could be a sign of weakness if we start to go down here. But mostly, you know, we have been in this sideways range, so I think this is a range bound market, and if we start to break out here, definitely a bullish sign. If we start to go down and break these support lines, yeah, bearish. So you know, sorry I can't, you know, this is just a hobby for me, and I think I already have spent much more time on analyzing this than I was planning to. So I'm in the tricky art of forecasting. You know, I'm using my experience, looking at historical data, my cycles, and I try to forecast what will happen in the future. So take all this with a grain of salt. You know, when trading, I used to trade very short term, and you know, all this cycle analysis in that case wasn't that important. You know, it's always good to know the trend you are trading in. If you're in a bullish trend, you should take the bullish trades and maybe skip the bearish trades and the other way. So but you know, it's fun to speculate, analyze, make forecasts, and I hope this is helpful for you somewhat. So see you in the next one.